penguin and the penny back.
Okay,
Penguin and the penny.
we're on.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our little episode on change with Penny and Penguin and Dawn and Carolyn. So I've been given a fortune cookie. So I'm going to open my fortune cookie and see what my fortune it is. It is, you will discover a new area of interest.
Wonderful.
Wow, I wonder what that could be.
Okay, keep your fortune cookie for a while.
What are the numbers for?
I don't know. Some people use it to buy lotteries.
Oh.
I don't use the numbers. I only keep the
Cool.
fortune.
Let's put that there for now.
Okay.
Grab my green tea. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about, I'll just set this timer again for the 20 minutes that my camera seems to think that we want to turn off. So now we're going, Dawn's told us a little bit about her life history. Very interesting story. I learned a few things. I hope that you guys did too. So now we're going to do a little bit of a set of general questions. When you think back to when you were 20 years old, I just saw a photo of myself at my brother's wedding when I was 20 years old. And my first thought was, oh my God, we're so young looking, like we look like kids, and this was like a wedding. Did you have any idea of what kind of a career you wanted to have at that point?
Yes, at that time it was quite clear about my future career because when I was 20, I was already a teacher in China. I became a teacher early. Yeah.
And what sort of age group did you teach?
My first school I taught was we call it in China. It's preschool. In Chinese we call it kindergarten, but it's different from the kindergarten we call it here.
So around age
So
4 or 5?
they were around age 2 to 5.
Oh, okay.
So before 6, when they were between 2 to 6, they were in that preschool, the Chinese preschool.
For the ages over in China, would those ages be the same as the ages here, or is the age calculated a little differently over there?
It's the same.
Oh, it is the same.
It's the same way we calculate age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the first school I taught.
Wasn't there a way in China where it was you were already a year old when you were born, kind of thing?
I think some.
Wasn't that
Maybe
the
in the older way. In the older way.
But now they're modern and it's the same.
I think my parents, grandparents, they would calculate that 1 year you were still before you were born. They calculate that one as 1 year. But
nowadays it's exactly the same.
Yeah, when I grew up, we used the same way the Westerners calculate ages. So.
And were your heights metric?
What is that?
Like I'm 5'9".
Oh,
so
mine is go by meters and the centimeters.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know how many feet.
So you're very modern. Canada sort of changed to the metric, but not really. Like not for height or weight.
Yeah,
We're
so
still using the English system.
In Canada, I still don't know how to tell people my height and weight in by feet or by pounds. We use meters and centimeters for height. We use kilograms or jin. Jin is 2 jin equals 1 kilogram.
Oh, okay.
So we use that.
That's almost
units.
like pounds.
It's like pounds, but it's one jin is different from 1 pound. Yeah.
So is it exactly half a pound?
Yeah.
Half a kilogram?
Half a kilogram is 1 jin. We use that.
Oh, cool.
It's like a Chinese pound.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Bet you didn't know that either. Yeah. Have you had a career that you imagined back then? Well, you were a teacher, and now you're a teacher again.
Yes.
Because you're teaching, is it music to the kids?
In Canada, I teach Canadian adults Mandarin Chinese language at the university at UVic. Then I also teach preschool music. So interesting, when I was a child, I remember my first essay in elementary school. Our teacher was asking us to write an essay about when I grow up, what I want to be. So I wrote I wanted to be a teacher, and so since I was a child, I wanted to be a teacher, and I have been a teacher all my life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are there accomplishments and experiences that you've had since then that you would have never thought you'd do or try?
Many, and there are a couple to me. I think it's very important, the experience. When I first learning English, my goal was to be able to sing one song in English. But later, I studied English in a Canadian college in China. Also, I studied music education in China, so I was already teaching music in English in an international school in China. So that's more than I hoped for.
So what was the first song that you learned to sing in English? Do you remember?
At that time, it was very popular to sing "My Heart Will Go On" from Titanic. I guess the movie Titanic had too much influence in China. So, so "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion. So that's I learned about the first Canadian singer, Celine Dion.
Very cool.
And then there were some old tapes, like from those Oscar movies. So those are the songs I heard in China and learned in China.
What are some of the areas of your life where you'd like to see some improvements?
Yes, I want to live a even healthier life. So now I'm trying to exercise daily. Also, I want to eat healthier.
So I guess we're going to be trying hot yoga in a couple weekends when we go on our retreat. Dawn gave a speech on the joys of hot yoga. And so you're already working on all those things that you talked about. Do you schedule fun things with yourself, your family, and your friends? Well, we're going on a retreat in a couple weekends.
Yes, so in 2 weeks we're going to Salt Spring Island with a few Toastmaster ladies. I take my 2 daughters back to China to visit my parents once a year or once every 2 years, if I can. Yeah.
Do you go for like 2 weeks when you go?
We go for at least 2 weeks. So 2 weeks or 1 month. So it's for my children to go back to China to catch up with our language and the culture, also to visit my parents, to make them happy.
Yeah, that's important.
Then in Canada, for myself, I have lots of activities. I go to different organizations, like a monthly dinner, monthly events. But for my children, I try to spend some time with my teenage younger daughter. On the weekend, I try to take her out to eat in the restaurant so she can enjoy. But right now she's a young teenager. She likes to be with friends. So only when she's available for me, I need to make an appointment with my younger daughter. For my older daughter, she's already in Vancouver studying in UBC, so she's busy. But we try to get together once a month if we can.
Do you go over there very much?
She comes home more often than I go to Vancouver, but since she moved to Vancouver, my younger daughter and I have been to Vancouver to visit her. Yes.
Cool. What new activity are you planning to try this year?
This year, I want to be a better gardener. Last year was my first year and wasn't doing too well, so this year I want to spend more time in the garden. Also,
is that downstairs here, or
it's in a community garden. It's beside the Highway 17 and in the corner of Mackenzie and the Highway 17. That's a nice community garden. So that's my garden. Also, so what's the question?
What new activity are you planning to try this year?
Okay, so gardening, and this year I will teach some first aid courses and personal disaster preparedness courses in the Chinese community. I was trained since last summer, and I finished my training process. Now I'm qualified to teach in the communities. So I hope to help the Chinese newcomers or Chinese who don't speak English, help them to learn some first aid skills, also learn to prepare for the earthquake or fire or other disasters.
That's a good idea. It seems very worthwhile.
Yeah.
We've got 10 more minutes before it turns off. Have you put off trying to learn a language or a musical instrument or traveling to a distant destination because it's too hard, you're too old, or you have some other excuse?
Yes. My musical instrument is singing, voice. So I do practice singing. I can practice that well, but one thing I've been putting off is to practice piano daily, because I'm not good at playing piano, so I found it challenging for me. So I do need to work harder on that to make myself practice every day, because I want to.
I haven't actually touched mine in a couple of years.
I want to want to improve my piano skills, because I found out I always wanted to, and I haven't really I haven't set up a very good routine. After all these years I've been trying, I haven't really practiced piano every single day, so I need to do more.
Cool. So I have, what would you like to do or try if there were no obstacles?
If no obstacles,
I guess if you had tons of money and time and energy.
Yes. In China, there are still many places I want to visit and haven't been able to. There are so many beautiful places in China I want to go back to visit and spend some time in different area to learn about the people from that particular region, about their lifestyle and their music.
And would those be probably more rural or cities?
More rural areas,
nice.
Yunnan province. There are many ethnic groups in Yunnan province. Also, I want to go back to Tibet. I visited Tibet twice, but I wish to spend more time there. Also, even in my own hometown, I'd like to spend more time in my mom's original village, the little mountain village where people produce tea. I just want to spend more time to live in those areas.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know someone that you look up to that does what you'd like to do?
Yes. There are more than one. So when I go to a Toastmasters club, I admire all the seasoned speakers. They can give a speech so easily without looking at the notes. So I do want to become a fluent speaker like them one day.
Yeah, so do I.
For music, I also admire my music teachers. They are so talented. I want to do better at my own. For my music study, and then for English, because I love this language very much. For English language, I like to be able to translate well. Also, I want to be able to use the language even better, because I'm still learning. I want to spend more time to study more, even just on my own, to read more, to practice writing more, so in the future my English gets better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I guess, well, you're getting mentored at Toastmasters. Do you have someone to mentor you in the other areas too?
For my music, I do go to take lessons. So
for the singing or for the piano?
Singing and for piano and theory, I do have teachers. For English, I don't have a teacher. I think I go to Toastmaster to practice speaking and listening, but I need to spend more time at home just to sit quietly and study more and read more.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I think you're doing awesome.
Thank you.
What is the one thing that interferes currently the most with your life? And I have as examples taxes, clutter, a desire to play a musical instrument. Well, it doesn't really interfere, but is there something that's interfering with your life that you would think?
I think one thing is sometimes I get too busy. I don't like that. I need to always balance. Not if I'm too busy, then I need to make some adjustment in my life so I can be less busy, give myself more personal time and space. So just to try to find the balance.
I think that's a challenge for all of us. If you wanted to learn a new musical instrument, what do you think you would pick?
Guitar.
Oh, nice.
I like
nice. Electric guitar or?
Classical guitar.
Oh, classical.
Yeah, because I love singing, so I wish one day I can sing and play guitar at the same time.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
You probably don't want to take classical guitar. I bought a classical guitar when I wanted to learn guitar, and then he was showing me all these complicated music because it was all finger picking. It was like, ooh, I'm like way in over my head here. And, but it was pretty, but it was so difficult. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
So what small first step could you take to start playing guitar? Do you have a guitar?
I just need time.
So you do have a guitar. I'll see a guitar.
My older daughter took guitar lessons for a few years, so she has a guitar.
Cool.
Yeah.
But it's over in Vancouver then.
I think, yeah, she brought to Vancouver. I can buy a guitar, that's not a problem. Just I need to find the time because I'm doing too much. So.
Yeah, I'm doing too much too. Well, thank you very much. And
thank you so much for interviewing
you,
me. Thank you, Penny and the Penguin and the Carolyn.
Yeah, this has been really great. Thank you so much for talking to me about change. And thank you. So, bye!
Thank you, Caroline. Bye.